We're here in Canning Town with the landlord or proprietor of the famous Peacock Gym, Martin Bowers. Martin, how are you?
Fine, thank you, Richard. Yourself?
Good stuff, yeah, we're all fine. Been here today talking to Daniel Dubois and one or two others. Now, Daniel in particular has got a big fight coming up, April 27th at the SSE Arena, Wembley. Richard Lartey. Now, he's a little bit of a mystery to a lot of us. You see his record, you see his KO count. What can you tell us about him?
Well, to be fair, it's the same as myself. I've looked quite a lot for Richard. We was going to fight him, I think it was 2 fights back, and I've done quite a bit of research on him. The only fight that I couldn't find was the one that he actually lost. And the fighter that he lost to, I can't find nothing on him either. So you're right, it is a bit of a mystery. I've spoken to some people who are in the same gym that he trains at. They tell me he's in training, he's looking good, he's putting some work in, so that's perfect for us. You know, what can I tell you? He's a
6'5" KO artist. Some people might sort of say dangers of the unknown. Is that something you consider?
Yeah, obviously, but as I said, we tried to fight him one fight back and we couldn't get him. I noticed that Joe Joyce was going to fight him as well, and he never boxed Joe. I think he had some problems with his daughter, wasn't very well, and I think that's why we didn't fight him last time out. And that's the level that Daniel's at the moment.
I mean, he's a top 15 world ranked fighter, and that's where Daniel is now. And to be honest, right from the start, you haven't really held back with Daniel. Every opponent has had a winning record, and a significant winning record, and he's also collected 4 titles in 10 fights. I mean, that's some going, isn't it?
It is really. I mean, it shows the faith that the office has got in Daniel, the matchmaker, and myself, and everyone who works with Daniel. But I think he needs progressive fights to improve. I don't think he should just keep having fights for the sake of having fights and not moving forward. And I don't think the public would want to see that. You know, in a heavyweight, you want to see some progression. You want to have that journey, and you want to follow it. And you know, like I say, you don't want to be hanging about just having fights for the sake of it.
That has been your MO pretty much over the years, though, hasn't it? You've never really messed around with your fighters. You've always sort of thought, I want them in proper fights, otherwise what's the point?
Well, yes, but also, I'm not just saying it. I think as a fighter and real fighters who you have in the gym, and hopefully most gyms have real fighters in, but you know, you want to move forward, and you don't want to be sitting there in 5 years' time and people say, who did you fight? And they go, so and so, never heard of him. So and so, never heard of him. You know.
Daniel's got a steely self-confidence about him, hasn't he? He's quiet, but he's steely.
He probably is, but he's a young man who believes in himself, and rightly so. He hasn't put a foot wrong so far. Obviously, this could be a banana skin fight, but I don't believe it will be. I think, you know, with the preparation that we're hoping to get, and as I said to you earlier, we're hoping to go away Sunday. We go away to the Ukraine for sparring, which will be very good for Daniel. We're still hoping to go out with Miller, but the dates doesn't suit us with Miller at the moment because they start their sparring on the 29th and we fight on the 27th, so it doesn't suit us. But, you know, we're not going as a sparring partner, we're going to progress for Daniel. So as much as we'd like to go and get Miller ready, that's not our job.
And of course on Sunday you're talking about KUBRAT PULEV, who's the IBF #1 ranked heavyweight. He should be mandatory for Anthony Joshua fairly soon, so I mean, it's a high level of opponent.
Sorry, I think it's the next fight that he's mandatory for him. So for us and for Daniel and the team, it's perfect. It's perfect, and hopefully they call us back out again. So let's see how we go next week.
Now then, there's been quite a lot going on around Daniel, which hasn't really got much to do with him, but I'm going to run it past you anyway. First of all was all the Nathan Gorman talk, and Frank came out and said we'll make it before the end of the year. Nathan's always been quite talkative about it, and the one making out he's the one that wants it, Daniel doesn't. Obviously you must be happy for Frank to have said you'll take it before the end of the year.
Listen, wherever the fights are, we'll go. I mean, and as I've said before, we're not getting ready for Nathan at the moment. We know Nathan, obviously we've watched him and we're aware of him, and I think he's a very good fighter. But we're not getting ready for Nathan at the moment, and to start talking about him and saying this and that, it's not right. So, you know, hopefully the fight comes off for the public and the fans.
Again, I know you don't like jumping the gun, but I think a couple of weeks ago Daniel was mandated to fight for the British title against Joe Joyce. Now, Frank's come out and said we will not be withdrawing from that fight. The signals from the other side suggest pretty much the same. What's your view?
If that's the same, after this fight, we'll look at that and we'll start working on that.
Make a hell of a year, though, wouldn't it, if you had Joyce and Gorman in 1 year plus Lartey?
Fantastic. But we can only jump one hurdle at a time, and the hurdle in front of us at the moment is Lartey, and then we'll look at whoever comes along next. But there's no one that we wouldn't not want to fight, because that's what fighters do.
Daniel, like I said, has got 4 titles already. Is it important to you that he doesn't sidestep the British and goes that kind of traditional route and doesn't sort of jump past it? Because I suppose some fighters might regret it if they do that later in life.
Well, sometimes it's just how it works out. But hopefully that Daniel fights for the British. He's won the Southern area. He's won the English. The next route would be the British, the Commonwealth, and then hopefully European, and then on from there. But you know, sometimes the politics doesn't allow that to happen. The fights don't, you know, dates don't marry up. Wherever we can only get ready for what's in front of us. We can't, get ready for fights that are not going to happen.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. You're a very well seasoned boxing man. Been around for a long time. I hate to say, but you have. Daniel, can he go all the way?
100%. He's got the right team, as in promotional team behind him. Providing the matchmaker keeps picking the right fights, we can get the right sparring and we can prepare, and we have time. I don't see why not.
What elements? I mean, he obviously looks a very accomplished young heavyweight now. What does he need to improve, or is he just experienced?
Well, there's always room for improvement, and with good fighters, they're always looking to improve, and they're never really 100% satisfied with their performance. Obviously, there's lots we can work on defensively. Going forward, there's loads we can work on, but you're only going to get better with the sparring that we're getting. And at the moment, I believe we're getting the best sparring out there. I mean, we've been so lucky.
Physically, he's A1 as well, isn't he?
Physically and mentally, because he lives a real nice life, and he's happy with his life. It's not like he's doing it because he's got to, or it's a chore. Nothing's a chore for him. It's a real pleasure. He's like, is that what we're doing? Is that where we're going? We're going to Ukraine. That's good. We're going to America. It's always, like he said, every day he opens a new box of like what we're doing today, sort of thing. So it's just a pleasure. And we've got a nice, all the boys in the group that we work with, they're all on a similar wavelength. You know what I mean? They come in, they have a little bit of banter, but they're in the gym, like all fighters, they do their work, they train hard, and hopefully they get their rewards. But, Daniel's getting his rewards, he's getting good fights, he's getting out regular. And that's what's going to make him a good fighter, being out regular. And Frank's doing that, so, power to him.
Just finally, Martin, I just want to have a brief word about the gym. Was it established 1978? Is that correct? So since 1978, not only has this place been churning out professional fighters, but it does enormous work in the community. It's not just a gym that's here for fighters. This is a community hub, isn't it?
Well, it is a community base and it's a community facility. We're really lucky. We've got some really good people who go put so much work into the gym, and the people around in the area, they just go unnoticed. But for no reason of their own, or for they're not looking to be noticed. They're just good people, and all the communities, all the gyms up and down the countries, all do the same work. And there's people in them gyms that put hours and hours, and hours of hard work, dedication, love and loyalty into their clubs, which is what makes all the boxing clubs so special. All the people that use them. It's not the name of the club, it's the people that use them, and and the effort they put in.
I mean, they're particularly priceless at the moment. I mean, when you consider the things that are going on in our cities, places like this, you're literally saving and improving kids all the time.
Well, our motto is improving the quality of life through sport, which is a bit of a mouthful, but it's true, and sport does do that. And not only that, it brings people together from different backgrounds, and there's so many pluses for sport. Even the community you live in, if someone's doing good in that community, it gives them a buzz. It's like your local football team winning. Even if you don't support that team, you're a bit proud of that, and you think, oh yeah, they've won. If they lose and you're not really a supporter, it don't matter to you, but it puts a good...
You're not just here for the athletes, are you? And I've seen in adjacent buildings, you've got toddlers, you've got groups, you've got older people. It really covers a full spectrum.
No, we do all ages and all backgrounds, and everything. Yeah, we're quite lucky. But like I say, we're lucky because we've got good people that put time and effort in to the gym, to the club.
Martin, keep up the good work.
Thanks. Thanks, Rich.